Okay, guys, so we are starting seated this morning. So sitting cross ankles or legs straight out in front of you. Back up tall and straight. And keeping your shoulders rolling back away from your chest. On an exhale, drop your chin to your throat. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths, gently stretching out the back of your neck and your upper back, tops of shoulders. While you stay here, feeling those places, noticing how they are feeling this morning. So we all have our individual places in our bodies that tend to get tighter when it's colder. Mine just happened to be upper back, neck. Yours might be somewhere else, but yours might also be the same. Okay, now we're going to move into head lifts. So with an inhale, lifting your chin, open your throat. As you breathe out, lowering chin back down again. Okay, so taking a few lifts, following your breath with your movement. As you breathe in, the throat opens. As you breathe out, hugging chin to your neck. Now, next time you lift your nose, let's hold it there. Stay in the stretch in the throat. Soften the shoulders. Don't push them down. Just let them drop and feel heavy. Now we're going to move into our spinal rolls with an exhale, rolling your chin to your throat again, but this time rounding the spine, curving your back as much as you can as you breathe in, curling up, lifting your heart and the front of your body high. And keep rolling up and down. You can even imagine that as you breathe in, you are drawing your breath up your spine, up your back, up the front of the body. As you breathe out, sending your breath down through your torso into the earth beneath you. So we start to breathe with the entire body, which the yogis would say is possible because energy is breath, breath is energy, your body is full of energy, and so you can breathe with it. And our next time we lift our chest again, we'll stay there and bringing your nose to point forwards. Extend your arms out to the sides. Take a few rolls of your wrists, maybe also rolling the fingers around a little bit. And then circling in the other direction. And then bringing fingers onto shoulders, elbows together, and we're moving into shoulder rolls. So circling elbows down, back and over. And then we change and circle elbows and arms in the opposite direction. Keep noticing your breathing. And then we're going to keep those elbows back. Release your hands, lean onto your palms behind you, and just lift your chest up nice and high. You might even lift your bum a little bit off the ground, so you're really pushing into the arms. And lifting the sits bone slightly off the mat can give you a nice release and traction out in the lower back. Head can be tilting up or looking forward. And now we're going to stretch your legs out in front of you, bringing feet together, keeping your arms back behind you. Nice stretch open in the chest. So our class today, it's a bit of a mix. Like yesterday, we've got shoulder work, we've got chest, which you're opening now, upper back, little bit of jumping around just for fun, and then a whole bunch of hip opening work as well. Okay, let's lift the head, walk your hands forward, and we take a twist. Right knee bends up, Maritasana. Hold around your shin or arm to the outside of the thigh. Turning your chest towards the bent knee. Okay, let's point and flex with left ankle and foot and toes. And hold your flex, stretch into your heel. Flatten out the sole of the foot, waking it up nicely. And then untwisting, face forwards. Right leg straight, left knee up. Twist it off to the opposite side. And then let's point and flex with the right foot. So we've actually got quite a lot of upper back and backs of shoulders stretches coming up today. And when people feel stressed, that is a classic place that we put a lot of tension and a lot of our emotional energy, which creates tension. Let's hold the flex of the right ankle. So after our emotional week that we've just had, we're going to hopefully create a little bit of flow and openness and freedom again. Okay, let's twist it forwards. And we're coming into cross ankles. Another twist around to the right. Once you're in that twist, lift your upper and middle back up away from your lower back so that you feel that lower back stretch and open and lengthen. But at the same time, drop your knees and thighs. So lifting the chest, lifting the shoulders always lifts the knees. Just sink those knees down. Keep lifting ribs and chest high as you circle forwards. Change the cross of your legs first. And then we take it around to the other side. So sink the leg bones. And with each in-breath, lift the side ribs. Lift up through your back body to lengthen out the lower back. Circling forwards. Keep legs as they are. Bend your right elbow and point your fingers up to the roof with your palm facing your right shoulder. And then we're going to lift the left arm up and take your left arm into your right arm. Okay, now we're going to take a little bit of a twist. So lift your chest first and then turn your chest towards the right. Take the left shoulder forward and look over your left fingers. Now you might find that you're getting a little bit tight in your legs, and what's happening there is your legs are trying to stabilize your pelvis as you twist so that you don't injure your back. Make sure you're squeezing the lower belly, but keep breathing. So we untwist first, then release your arms and change the legs, other shin in front. Maybe take a few shoulder rolls. And then we're going to bend that left elbow up, turn your palm towards your left shoulder, lift the right arm and take your right upper arm into that left elbow. Okay, so again, leg bones sink. A little bit of twist of your chest towards the left. Let the right shoulder come forward to increase that stretch in the upper back. Last thing is you turn your head to the side. Again, as the head and the shoulders turn, you might feel those inner thighs tighten, the knees start to lift. So just be aware of that, not needing to change it. Just observe and be aware. Slowly untwist your upper body first, then we release the arms. And now take your legs out into a V. So wide legs, uppervishta legs. And we're going to do our side stretches with the breath. So on an inhale, one arm reaches up, tip onto the other hand, and exhale your arm over. And then coming to center, exhaling to the other side. As you move, notice your own pace, not needing to change it, just observing it. And aligning your breath and your movement. Maybe again, imagining that you are breathing with your whole body. Filling all your cells with breath. Next time you tip over to one side, let's hold it there. Lengthen out through both sides of the neck. Stretch into your heels. Open the calves and the thighs. And then floating up and over to the opposite side. Once more, stretch out long through both sides of the neck. And we breathe ourselves back to center. And we're going to bring legs into cross ankles. From there, rolling over onto all fours. And taking some cats and cows. And we come into our flat spine. Suck your tummy up to support that flattening of the back and roll your shoulders around. As you do this, keep your thumb and your next finger next to the thumb. Keep them flat down. Don't let them lift. So we want a lot of weight on the inner sides of the arms as you do this to give you the proper release in the shoulders and the upper back. And then we circle in the other direction. Still keeping the tummy hugging up. And then straightening into your arms, flattening into your back. I want you to take your hands a little bit wider so that your palms are on the two sides of your mat, but still on the mat, depending on the width of your shoulders. If you're a bit narrow on the shoulders, your baby fingers will still be on your mat. If you're wider in the shoulders, your baby fingers will be off the mat. Now you're going to lean into your left palm, keep looking down, lift your right arm up, or bring right hand to right hip. So we're looking down towards that left hand. Try and keep the thumb down. And then when you bring your right hand down, it's down onto the right side of your mat. And lift the left arm up. Look down at your right hand. Maybe left hand to hip. Try to sink the ankles and the whole shin bone from knee to foot. Once more, when you bring that left hand down to your mat, place it on the left side of the mat, a little bit wider than shoulder, and then lift your right arm again. Look down to keep the neck muscles relaxed. And even tuck your chin in towards that left shoulder. And then we bring right hand down to the right side of your mat, a little bit wider than shoulder, and lift the left arm. Keep breathing. We're bringing left hand down. You'll walk your hands under your shoulders again. And from there, take your arms forward to your baby down dog. Either elbows up or elbows and forearms on the mat. Come back to your breath. Or shall I say, come back to your relaxed breath. Each exhale, softening in your middle and your upper back, allowing the spine to melt down. And walking up onto palms. And from there, you're making your way into your downwards facing dog. Once you're in down dog, you can walk it out a little bit. Traveling your feet forwards to your hands. Once you're there, tune into those exhales. And with each exhale, sink your head, sink your chest, soften your face. We're going to move into our sun salutations. So with your inhale, lift arms all the way up. Exhaling to your center. On the inhale, reaching overhead. As you breathe out, fold down over thighs, lean into your toes, lean towards your forehead. Through your half lift, stretch the spine. Good. Traveling back into your plank. Slow down with your breath. Making your way all the way through to hold your down dog. Now, while you're holding your down dog, I want you to imagine that you have a big hole in your upper back and a big hole in the front of your chest. Each time you breathe in, imagine you're breathing your breath in through your upper back and breathing out through your chest. So we do whole body heart breathing. Each inhale comes in through the upper back. Each exhale goes out through the chest. And the yogis will call this prana breathing, energy breathing, breathing with the whole body, because breath carries energy. Energy carries breath. Let's take feet forwards to our standing forward bend. With your inhale, rising, really lift through the sides and the armpits as arms go up. Exhaling, palms to center. As you breathe in, reach for the sky again. As you exhale, bow deep over thighs. Through your half lift in your own time, and then travel back and down. Keep the breath focused as you move through your back bend, and then back to down dog. Take your time, guys. Once you're in that down dog, come back to that heart breathing, where inhale through the upper back, exhale out through the chest. So we're using our imaginations and our visualization ability to move energy, to open up energy blocks in the body. Inhale to upper back, exhale out through chest. This is also chakra breathing, guys. Whole lot of names that it has. So it's heart chakra breath. Take feet forwards to hands. On an inhale, we're going to lift up. Keep your arms over your head. You can bring your feet together or have feet hip distance apart. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Pull your arm up and then tip it over to the side. So you're holding onto left wrist. You're tipping to the right. And pull with the right hand to get the stretch. We come up to center. Change your grip. Stretch up first, then tip it over to the other side. So pulling on right hand means you're tipping to the left. Keep your breath flowing. Breath will change here. It might be a little bit more difficult than in your down dog. Coming up to center and release your arms down. Okay, now step your feet in to touch each other and move your right foot to the very center of your mat. From here, we're going to step left leg back and cross your left leg back behind the right leg. So you're not going left leg straight back, you're crossing over towards the right. So you squish your inner thighs together. And now we do the same thing that we did before. Arms up, take hold of left wrist. So it's left leg behind. Then you're holding your left wrist and curve towards the right and pull that left arm over. Squeeze the inner thighs together. So this cross of the legs should give you a little bit more easy balance here, because this is going to maybe be a little bit wobbly. And then coming up to center, release your arms, step feet together, left foot to the center of the mat, right leg steps back and across towards the left. Is not a very big step, or maybe it is for you. Do what feels right. Arms lift, grabbing hold of the right wrist, and then curving over towards the left. Squeeze the inner thighs. Little breaths. If you can manage deep breaths, go for it. Great, everyone. Up to center and release. And then bringing feet together at the top of the mat. And we move on with our flow. Inhale, arms lift. On your exhale, forward fold. After you lengthen, you're moving back into downwards facing dog. From down dog, we're taking a high lunge. Right foot steps forward. And lifting your arms up to warrior one. And make sure you get your back heel up nice and high. And feel for the inner thigh muscles tightening a little bit more to stabilize your legs. And you're going to move into a twist, left hand over the right thigh, right arm wraps back behind you. So you're turning towards your bent knee, or chest towards your bent knee. That's it. You take that right arm and wrap it behind your back. Yeah. Keep legs as they are. With an inhale, lift arms up to warrior one. And from there, straight into warrior two. Good. Remember, guys, when you do that transition, warrior one to warrior two, watch that front knee. We're going to keep that front knee over your heel. Stretch your front knee straight. And then on exhale, take a triangle pose. Right hand down, left arm lifts. Once you're in that triangle, twist the right inner thigh forwards and twist your right inner knee towards your right baby toe. And we circle the left hand to the ground, bend your front knee, step your right leg to plank, and with an exhale, flow down. Through that transition in your own time, keep noticing your breath, and then back to your down dog when you're done. So we're moving into a high lunge, stepping left foot forwards and taking arms alongside your ears, warrior one arms. Once your chest is lifted, make sure your back heel is straight up over your toes. Squeeze the inner thigh muscles. And taking it into your twist, right hand over the left leg, left arm wraps behind you. Wrap that arm fully behind your back. Keep swiveling your chest. Anytime you are twisting, guys, you're strengthening your abdominal muscles. All the sets work in a twist. Keep legs as they are. With an inhale, lift your arms to warrior one. And on an exhale, open to warrior two. Watch that left knee, guys. Don't let it move. Oh. Keep the knee over the heel. Let's hold that warrior two. Reside in your strength. With an in-breath, stretch your left leg straight. And as you exhale, folding over into your triangle, left hand down, right arm up. Great, guys. Lean towards your spine. We engage the left inner thigh, roll it forwards, and then twist the left inner knee towards your left baby toe. Circle hands down to the ground, and now this time step straight up to the top of your mat, standing forward bend. On an inhale, rise up. Keeping arms over your head, lift your chest high. Keep breathing, guys, and reach your arms out to the side. And now we're going to cross right arm on top of left and hook your fingers over your upper back. not over tops of shoulders. Yeah, you will look good. Press your upper arms and elbows forward. And we're going into a forward bend. As you bend forward, bend your knees. Stretch your elbows towards the ground and press your upper arms in towards your face. You're going to wiggle your chin in towards your throat. And then stretch your legs up if you want to go for straight legs. Keep pressing your upper arms towards your face. So you might have your face really squished in there at an odd place, and that's okay. So you really get that upper back opening. Now, when you come up, you're welcome to bend your knees to keep those knees safe. On an inhale, lift. Keep breathing. Open your arms out to the sides in a T, and then cross left arm on top of the right. Hooking fingers over the upper back. Press your elbows and upper arms forward. Taking a deep breath, and as you exhale, bend your knees and fold. Press your elbows towards the ground. We press upper arms towards your face, and if you can, try and wiggle that chin in. Get your chin closer to your throat. Make sure that you can breathe. You haven't closed off your nostrils completely. Stay in the forward bend and drop your arms down. Take a few rolls of your shoulders there if you want to. Now we're going to make our way back into down dog. We take a few low lunges here. So from down dog, we are stepping right foot forward, left knee to the ground, like you did in your high lunge. We take arms to warrior one. Align that front shin bone under the knee. And then we're moving into our twist, left hand over the right leg, right arm wraps back behind you. Choose if you're turning your chin forwards, nose to the right, or turning to look over the right shoulder. Notice your breath and how it's constrained in the twist. From here, we're going back up to warrior one arms, just passing through. Open to warrior two, right arm forward, left arm back. Press the right knee open with your forearm or back of your hand. Turn your chest as much to the left as you can. And now wrap your left arm behind your back. You might even be able to hook your fingers into your right hip. And again, choose which direction you want to look. You can really work the chair if you want to. The more you push your forearm into your knee, the more you'll get that left shoulder around. Good, guys. Circling hands over to the floor. You take your transition in your own time. Right leg steps to plank. Slow yourself down all the way through to your down dog. From down dog, taking your low lunge, left foot steps up, right knee drops. Align that front heel under the knee and then sweep your arms to the heavens, lifting through ear tips to lengthen sides of the neck. Moving with the breath, we twist to the left, right hand over the left thigh, left arm wraps back behind you. Once more, you choose your drishti, choose where you're going to focus your eyes. On an in-breath, we sweep those arms up to warrior one again, And on an exhale, warrior two, left arm forward, right arm back. Press the left thigh, knee open with that left arm. And then wrap your right arm behind your back. Maybe hook fingers into the top of the left hip or thigh. Either looking forwards or to the right or back over that right shoulder. So once again, that left arm pushing the knee open will give you resistance to help you swivel your chest and your shoulders. Now this time when we untwist, guys, you're going to take hands around to the inside of your left foot. Lift your back knee, walk your hands to the right side of your mat and turn your feet parallel. Coming into your Prasarita Padottanasana. A wide leg forward bend. Once you are there, we're going to take arms back and interlace your fingers behind your back. So a lot of the things that we do in our yoga practice actually creates tension in the upper back, which you are doing now. When you take your arms back, those upper back muscles contract and tighten. So we need to find our softness through our breath. Like you did in your down dog earlier, each time you breathe in, I want you to imagine you're breathing in to that upper back space. Inhale to the upper back. Allow the softness of the breath to bring an energetic softness to the muscles. And then with an inhale, we come all the way up. We're going to keep legs wide. And we're going to move into eagle arms. So we stretch the arms wide. Wrap your right arm underneath your left and twist your forearms, either hooking fingers into the palm or fingers over thumb or whatever you can, gripping the wrist. Bring your hands to your forehead and press your elbows forward. You might even tilt your head back a little bit. We're trying to get space there and length in the upper arms, the backs of the upper arms from armpit to elbows. And then keep pressing elbows forward as you fold. Knees can bend as you fold down. We'll push those elbows down towards the floor. So hands are still pushing into forehead. Elbows are stretching towards the ground. Knees can be bent or straight. If you're stretching legs straight, tip forwards to fronts of shins. And now keep your eagle arms. Don't untwist them. Just let your hands and your forearms drop towards the ground, keeping the twist. And then your neck should start to feel a little bit more free. And roll your head a little bit if you need to. Again, while we're here, imagine that each in-breath is coming in through your upper back, not just through your nostrils. You're inhaling through a big hole in your upper back. On an inhale, we'll lift up and twist your arms. Shake them out if you need to, or roll the shoulders. Shake your hands, do whatever you need to there. And then we take it to the other side, so arms wide. Wrap your left arm underneath your right. Get your twist. Bring your hands to your forehead. Stretch your elbows forward. As you fold, bend your knees to release the hips. Hips releasing releases the shoulders. Then you stretch your legs out if you want to. Keep your hands pushing into your forehead and stretching the elbows down. So we're lengthening from the shoulder to the elbow through the upper arm. And now letting your hands drop, but keeping the twist. Let your arms get really heavy. Free space in the neck. Relax those neck muscles. If you need to, you do little movements of the head to help that happen. And we find that breath again, inhaling into the upper back, exhaling out through chest. And with an inhale, come all the way up. You release your arms. Again, you can shake them out or roll the shoulders a little bit. And as you do that, have a look at your screen. I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. I did promise you a little bit of jumping just for fun. So we are going to be wide legs. We're going to take it down. Knees can bend or they can be straight. And we're going to bring hands down as if you're going to do a handstand. Okay, so you take your time and get that alignment of the arms where you need them. Make sure your hands are not too close together here. And then we're going to really play and do something silly that I don't know if you've done before. So your knees can be bent or straight, but we're going to play with lifting onto tippy toes. And then we're going to take the heels down to hover just above the mat after we've done that, lifting up onto tippy toes for a little bit. And then we're going to jump. We're going to try and get the toes off the ground. So maybe you're just only going to do little hops, or maybe you're just going to play on tippy toes and get the heels up, or you can try and jump higher. I'm not very good at this, but it's quite a fun thing to do. Okay, so that's it. So wide legs. Roz, take your feet a little bit wider. We're going to go onto tippy toes first. Okay, so get arms under shoulders. Knees can be bent or straight, but I want you to lift your heels as high as you can. So you feel your bum going up and more over your head. That's it. And then take your heels to just hover above the mat. Knees can be bent or straight. You just hover those heels above the mat and then try and jump. Try and get the big toes off the ground. Yes, lovely, guys. And we're trying to keep the legs wide. Good, well done. Okay, feet down. And let's just hang or walk, work the forward bend, relax your neck. You might want to stretch your arms out or hold onto legs. Do whatever you feel you need to there. And from here, let's make our way back into a down dog. From down dog, we're going to move into a Parsvottanasana, stepping your right leg forward. From there, turn your left heel in and down. Either keep your hands on the ground or we work a little bit more core and leg strength, lifting your chest parallel to the floor, stretching the elbows as straight as you can. You can also do this with arms out to the side like airplane wings or hands on hips. Look straight down to the ground under your nose. Rip all 10 toes down. And with an inhale, come all the way up, arms over your head. And like we did earlier, we did this with cross legs, but now the legs are not crossed. So the balance is more challenged. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand and bend over to the right. Squeeze the toes down to help you balance. Coming up to center, grab hold of right wrist and then pull over to the left. And now we come up to center. Keep both legs straight. Bend the right elbow like you did when we were seated. Turn your palm towards your right shoulder. Take your left arm into that right arm. Lock the left elbow straight. Just like when you were seated, you're going to turn your upper body towards the right. Bring that left shoulder forward and look over your left fingers. Push back and down with your back heel. And really press back with your left inner knee as well. We're going to keep the back leg straight and strong. Bend into your right knee. So you can keep the twist as you bend. Keep that left shoulder going forwards. Really push back with the left inner knee and heel firmly down. Cindy, I think you're twisting in the wrong direction. Twist to the right, yeah. Right elbow bends up, left arm in. Good. Okay, so you should all be getting a really nice upper back stretch there. Okay, well done, guys. Nice long hold. Hands down to the ground. Step yourself back to your downwards dog. And then we're taking left foot forwards. Let's stretch both knees straight. Grip your toes down hard into the floor. And then lift your chest, either reaching arms out to the side or hands on hips. Then get a really flat back or arms out over your head. Okay, so again, really good for your core strength here. All your muscles in your whole torso are working to hold you in balance and to hold yourself up. Obviously, you can feel those legs as well. And then coming all the way up, I'm going to grab hold of your right wrist, pull that right arm over. Squeeze the toes down for balance. Big toes, always your root. Coming to center, grab your left wrist, curve to the right, bend it and pull the arm over your head. Excuse me, pull your arm over your head. All right, come back to center. Bring your left palm to face your left shoulder. Right arm crosses into the left elbow. So we've got right shoulder going forwards. Twist your chest towards the left and look towards your right fingers. So both knees straight. You press back firmly with the inside of your right knee and root the back heel down firmly. Keep the arms as they are. Bend your front knee, sit into warrior two legs. Keep that right shoulder going forwards, lengthening through sides of the neck. It is a long hold, guys. Really working the strength here. This is very good for your lower pelvic floor muscles, well, sorry, your lower abdominals and your pelvic floor muscles. A little bit longer. Well done, guys. Hands to the floor. Stepping into plank and lying flat down onto your mat. Let's take our half frog. So reaching back for right foot. You're welcome to lift your upper body into a half a sphinx shape as well, if you want the back bend. And then let's change it over to the other leg. Let go. Both legs back behind you and come up onto your forearms in sphinx arms. And now once you're on your forearms, you're going to walk the forearms around towards the left. You're going to come into a side sphinx. So walk your forearms to the left, and then slide your left elbow out to the side and reach with your right arm. So left elbow stays bent. Now chest all the way down, Carnegie, forehead all the way down, guys. So you either rest your side of your head on one arm or your forehead on one arm. And we are curving the body towards the left in a half a banana shape. Your left elbow is bent, not your right elbow. Right arm is straight. So really stretch through that right side body and then let yourself sink and relax into the shape. So in yoga, our yoga is full of symbolism, and the symbolic representation of your back body is your connection to the universal divine spirit. Your back body has very little to individuate it from other people. And if you if you line up a whole bunch of people and you just take a photo of their back, it's very difficult to say who is who. So the universal divine spirit is, we talk about universal oneness, right? So our back body connects us to universal oneness. Very little to distinguish it individually. And let's come up to center and walk your forearms around to the right side. Once you're to the right, your right elbow stays bent, slide it out to the side, stretch through the left arm. We're curving to the right, right elbow stays bent, left arm stretches out. All right, so as I was saying, in yoga, your back body represents or is symbolic of universal oneness. It is the place where we are all connected and we are all the same. We hear this a lot in spiritual terminology where we say that there's that part of all of us that is exactly the same. But there's also that part of us that is completely different from everybody and everything else. And in yoga, that is represented by your front body. Your personality comes out through the front of your body, through that part of you that is separate from universal oneness. But we need to have a flow of energy between those two parts of yourself. Flow of energy that moves from the divine into the singularity that is you. That flow comes through the heart and it comes through the breath. When we get stressed, that flow switches off. And it's a big reason why a lot of people have this back body tension. Back body gets tight, upper back gets tight. Flow of energy through the heart from the divine to your individual self switches off. Okay, this is yoga teaching, guys. I'm giving you some philosophy this morning. When we come back to center, you're going to make your way back to sit onto your heels, toes together, knees open. And we take that right arm under your chest into the twist. And you guys know we do this in our warm-ups. We do this pose almost every class that I teach because it is one of the best postures you can do to open that back body flow. And you often hear people who are in the creative arts. You also hear it in sports. People saying that when they're in their creative flow, it's not them being creative. It's something moving through them. We are guided in our creativity. And when that flow of energy, that heart energy opens up, then we feel it. We feel ourselves sitting in the center, that divine spirit just flowing through us. Let's take it over to the other side. Left arm under, right arm forwards. And our yogis say that very simply, one of the ways we open up to that flow is just through the breath. You do the heart breathing, that chakra breathing that I took you into in your down dog and the other poses today. You imagine the hole in the upper back. You're breathing in through the upper back. You're breathing out through your chest. That is symbolic of the flow of divine spirit through your heart. And now we're going to make our way up to sitting. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you and take you into a seated forward bend. Keep feet together or apart or wherever you want them. You take whatever seated forward bend you want to take now. So my personal nickname for this pose is universal sandwich pose. Because when you're folding forward, you're closing your entire individual spirit in with the universal spirit that is representative of your back body. This is my universal spirit sandwich pose. All right, guys, we're going to make our way down onto backs for our Shavasana. We're taking in a few nice long breaths. With each exhale, dropping into your back body. Allowing the back body to soften fully. And I think what the yogis, one of the things that they're trying to tell us when they use the symbolism of back body is symbolic of universal spirit of oneness, is that even though we live in these individual bodies, we are always connected. We're always connected to each other through that universal spirit. And even though you're not looking at it because your senses are guided mainly through the front of your body, that back body is always there connecting us. We just got to keep remembering that. Keep our awareness of connection to everybody else and everything else that exists. And that is very, very useful when one feels like one is alone in one's experience. Remember, no, we're all going through the same thing together. Now draw your awareness back to body and breath. Making whatever movements you feel you need to make now. Giving yourself a good stretch. We'll make our way up to sitting. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste, lovely ladies. Thanks, guys. Have a fabulous day.